What's up, guys and girls? It's Ghostro. Welcome back to another Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild dungeon playthrough Let's Play adventure. Today we're tackling the divine beast Vah Rudania, aka the salamander of the steaming lava, aka the beast of the big volcano, aka the demon of Death Mountain, aka the dark dungeon inside of the lizard, aka, okay, we'll stop with it. But anyway, he's like a lizard salamander thing crawling on Death Mountain. The Gorons are not happy with him, and so we gotta work our magic to solve the puzzles and take out the boss and reclaim this beast for our own purposes, which will be to spit at Ganon. What's interesting about this dungeon is it starts off completely dark, and I really loved how the pink and the oranges and the blues played off of the pitch black. It's such a gorgeous game. It's impressive, like, how much Nintendo can do with, people say 900p, or people say, no, they make gorgeous games, and this is one of the prettiest pieces of game entertainment I've ever seen and ever played. I love how it looks. Last time we did the water-themed dungeon, the elephant over in Zora's domain, and so we're kind of tackling them in this order: water, fire, thunder, and then wind. So next up we've got the Gerudo Desert dungeon, but today it's all about fire. And I really like the dungeons in Legend of Zelda, and I like posting these videos because it doesn't spoil the story for anybody. It doesn't like ruin anything, but it does give you a chance to see some cool gameplay from Zelda and me, and I think that's something that we have to make sure is out there. The Switch is like my new favorite platform. This game is like my new favorite game, so I had to make sure there's some Breath of the Wild content up there for you, some playthroughs. Also, I want to let you know that this one has a much less exciting lead-up mission. So if you watched my Zora dungeon, you saw how you and the prince are sort of gliding through the water, dodging ice cubes. It's like a very intense action sequence. This one is an escort mission with a bumbling Goron past a whole bunch of like sentries, and it's nowhere near as annoying as it sounds like it would be, but it's not as exciting as it could be. Basically, you're just whistling for him to stop and go, and then you use the environment or weapons to take out the sentries before they can spot you. And then along the way, you'll utilize cannons to sort of slow down the creature we are inside of now. And I didn't feel like it was worth showing 20 minutes of, stealthily navigating up the mountainside. So I just want to get us straight into the dungeon. We're using torches to try and kind of get our bearings and figure out what's up. I need some way to turn these lights on, otherwise this is going to be an insanely difficult dungeon. And at first I thought maybe this entire thing is in the dark, but that would be insane. So we're picking up a few pieces of weaponry here, and I need to figure out what the heck the order of operations is here. All these pink bulbuses on the wall, markings from a place beyond, and here is our first terminal, which should bring the electricity back into the place, or whatever sort of magical force is powering this creature. Looks like we've got the map, which is awesome because just like the elephant, you can manipulate this dude from within, which I think is such a cool idea, that you're able to like mess with the dungeon itself, the construction of it and the operation of it. So fun. So we get to tilt this guy. It is a very simple adjustment, but rotating him 90 degrees sure is going to help in a lot of these little puzzles here. So we've grabbed the controls for this divine beast. We're now the Death Mountain Wrangler.
Nice job getting the map of the divine beast.
And our friend says hello.
The terminals that control Rudania are noted by the glowing points on your map. To take back Rudania, you'll need to activate all of the terminals. You got this, little guy.
I really like how they've structured the dungeons, by the way. The ceiling opens up and let there be light. But I really like how they've structured the dungeons to be, like, have a lot of similar ideas, but very different mechanics. So it's always about activating the terminals, it's always about controlling the beast, but it functions differently each time and utilizes the different elements as well as just the structure of the beast to really be awesome. Alright, so let's see what happens when we rotate this dude. I think size-wise he's quite a bit smaller than Varuta over in Zora's domain. But I found this one, I think, to be a little trickier for me, just because it was harder to get a grasp on. Like, obviously, when you're moving the trunk of the elephant, like, it's kind of easy to see, okay, what it's doing, where it's going. But this one, it's more about trial and error and exploring and figuring out where exactly, you know, what is exactly is going to happen when you do make that rotation. So we got to find a way to get to some of these terminals. And let's see what we've got. You can see some pathways are up on the walls. Looks like there's a spot for a little ball to go in. Let's rotate this and try these paths and see what we can find. Ooh, there's also a big door up there. So a whole bunch of options and opportunities. Let's head upward first. Hello, my fanciful little eyeball. Leave that guy for now. I do need to work on this one though, and I'm really low on arrows, hence why I'm nervous about things here. I'm gonna throw my sword. So if you're out or low on arrows and you want to not waste one, just do that. It works the same. Can't jump up there obviously and smack it, but we can throw that broadsword. It's gonna slide all the way down. I'm like, no, sword, come back here. Nope, it's going all the way down. Physics of everything. Even the weapons as they roll down the ramp inside of Rudania. Alright, so we're going to throw it again. Beautiful, there we go. No arrows, no problem. This is a piece of cake for Link and his many talents. You can see we've got a little stamina boost there on that yellow meter. And that looks like we can climb it, but it's not currently, like, set up the correct way. So I'm guessing a rotation is in order. Let's kick this thing to the other side and then climb up this wall. Because normally, you cannot climb up the walls of the dungeon. They do not allow you to sort of mess with things via just figuring it out by climbing. But in certain cases, there are specific areas that function as ladders. So we've got that ladder. We've got these dumb skulls here. They're very wide heads. You notice that? They got real melon heads. All my weapons are going to burn, so I'm going to use the Zora sword because it is super hot. You can see I've got heat-resistant armor here. I've got the boots, and I've got the chest piece. I don't have the helmet. It's so expensive. So it looks like we're going to have to bring fire up here eventually to do summon. Ooh, you can see there's a little ball in there. So probably have to bring fire up here to release that ball, and then we can drop it down into its proper holder inside of the creature. Looks like the boss battle will take place up here. There's the final terminal. No other terminals up here, though. And we can jump into the roof vents. I wonder if that is going to be necessary for us to solve some of this stuff. We still have all the terminals. The lava all around us is looking real hot. Even the air itself is starting to tickle my skin. It's funny that, like, Link's face doesn't burn. And I know, like, I know it's a game, and I know there's just stats, but it's funny how, like, oh god, if he took off those pants, his whole body would burn, but his face isn't burning, even with that stealth mask on. Alright, so, let's see, can we oh, the doors are magnesis, but they can't be pulled open because of the wooden bar. So as I'm sure you're thinking, we're gonna have to fight wood with fire. But first, let's grab this chest. Some ice arrows, okay. Could be useful for the boss. Got a little hidey hole here, and it looks like, again, there is a torch in there, so we'll have to get some flame. I need to take my ice arrow and light it on fire. Is that possible? Trying to see if I can crouch and make this work. I only have 5 arrows. 5 shots. Did not work. Okay, so I don't think we can light the wood bar directly. I think we're going to have to instead light up the leaves and let the blaze carry itself forward. That is the ball space, and you can see there's kind of like the ball is going to roll through, and then there's some gates we're going to need to mess with. anything on this side. There's another terminal there, along with an eye. So let's take out that eye, and then we'll go grab this terminal. 3 arrows left. Okay, that's good. So there's that guy. Line it up. Perfect. Now get that rotation. Flip that lizard. And there we go. Alright, so that was an easy terminal. Kind of like almost the learning experience one, like the teaching tool, where we have to rotate the beast in order to find this first terminal.
There are 4 terminals remaining. That's the way.
4 to go. Beautiful. Alright. As I mentioned, they're going to be a little bit more tricky than this first one. Alright, we're on the move, on the prowl for something else. There's chests on the walls. But we're hunting terminals. 1 down, 4 to go. Ooh, it looks like there's a little door down there. You see that? Wonder if we can get in there at some point. Grab my broadsword. That thing's been flying all around Rudania. Alright, so we really have to figure out a way to make... Ooh, that chest. Gotta find a way to get fire up on the, Oh, no. So close. Gotta get fire up on the double doors. I think that's gonna be critical. But let's check out what else we have going on. Anything over in this cove? Nope, but there is an eye. Evil eye, evil eye. I hear your sounds. Shut up. And good night. Pop as much of this corrupted goo as we can, and all this calamity gook that's on the floor, and it drops a chest. So there is benefit in popping those eyes. And we get 5 regular arrows, which is going to be awesome, because now we don't have to fight ice with fire, and we can utilize these regular arrows, and we get 5 more. So now we have 10 arrows, a whole lot of experimentation. Now we can take and light some of these, and hopefully... Okay, nothing else over here. Hopefully we can go pop those double doors open. So we're in the clear on this side. Seems like most of the action needs to happen on the other end of this salamander friend. Alright. So, the regular arrow, can I hit this? It's probably not the right angle. Yeah, it's not going to work just arrow on wood. I have to hit the whatchamacallit. I have to hit the leaves like that. There we go. Leaves have been activated. The wood now burns, and we can magnesis the doors. Classic sounds say we win. And now the terminal is open. Beautiful. There we go. 40%. Activate this guy.
There are 3 terminals remaining. All right, let's get moving.
Beautiful. And I won't spoil like who's talking to us in case you guys are very sacred about the story. This is just more of the puzzles that are being, I guess, spoiled or you know, worked through for you. Hello, open back up, please. Alright, if I want to burn those leaves, I gotta get flames up on them. Looks like there's probably a chest up there to drop. Now, initially, I assumed there'd be a ball in that door, considering the fact that the ball receptacle is directly across, but I don't think it's over there at all. Alright, let's get inside here, grab the flame, light that on fire. And now we can go and grab whatever drops. A chest! Hopefully it's something good. Ancient gear. Okay. Not the most exciting, but I'll take extra parts. Alright. So, I need to get one at the head of the lizard. And rather than wander around and make you sit through all that, I'm kind of skipping to the actual solutions. And we're actually solved and progressed. So we grab a chest up here. Ancient screw to go along with our gear. Beautiful. As some of you know, these are very useful later on in trades, but I won't really talk about that. You can see there's a terminal kind of up on top of him, and so it's going to be helpful if I'm able to get way up high. So we grab the chest in case you want to know where that was. And now we need to crawl atop of this boy. There are 3 terminals left. And I guess I have opted to take the interior first. Now you'll notice that this hole, an arrow can obviously fit through there. And that's what we're going to do. So we are going to get some fire. Light this thing up. Beautiful. It's on fire. Keep it cocked. And boom! There we go. Light the torch, open the door. Oh my god. Freaking pillars of fairy destruction. 6 demonic flames. Can't magnesis these things. Definitely can't freeze them. What the heck are we gonna do? Yeah, that's not gonna work, Link. It's not gonna work. They don't want to be frozen. Gonna have to figure something else out. We rotate this. Flames just keep on firing. And there is no way through. A very peculiar situation. So let's head to the roof instead. And see what we can do up here. There's one way up high. So we're going to have to do some platforming, I think. In order to move ourselves more skyward. So it looks... Ooh, there's an eye up there. Interesting. Alright, can we begin to ascend the spine of Rudania? Looks like we're going to have to rotate this whole contraption once more. Ugh, there's a whole lot of gook. Now, my arrows automatically light on fire now because it's so dang hot outside. That's not because I did anything crazy or had any fire arrows. Light that dude up and burst him to bits. There's a chest just stuck to the ceiling. Alright, so all that stuff is gone. Still have this over here to activate. So I've got one up top, one right here. Alright, let's light this. Gonna light it? Hello? There we go. Light it! Ah! Oh, it's gotta be blue flame, that's right, okay. So regular flame ain't gonna work on that torch. It has to be the blue flame. You can't just use orange for these torches. So if you're worried or wondering why is it not registering, that's why. It has to be the sacred blue flame, similar to when you're going to the different research labs. It has to be the blue flame. Alright, so let's rotate this guy. And this should allow us to walk now on some different parts and figure out a way to get to that other terminal. So there's a chest over there. I really like this one because you're really like exposed and vulnerable. You're outside. You get to walk on these small pathways and kind of navigate your way around this beast and experience his full like size and grandeur, which I think is really cool. Ancient core, look at that. We're just wrapping up the whole ancient trifecta here. Now the question is, how do we get back in? Oh boy, we may have to teleport back to the beginning of the dungeon because I don't think Link can't climb walls in dungeons. So we're just kind of out of luck. Alright, let's get out of here. I will do a quick cut for all of you so you don't have to waste time. No way to really save our skin here. Except, could we rotate it back? Let's see what happens. Oh, that works. Never mind, I don't have to teleport at all. We'll just rotate. Good thinking. Bet some of you were yelling at the screen like, just rotate. And it worked. We got a mega mouth over there. It's looking all sorts of nasty. And it is by the terminal. So I found where I needed to be. Good thing I did not teleport. Good thing I did not rely on Link's climbing skills. Good thing I utilized the environment. And that's what you really got to do in these dungeons. If you ever get stuck, and it goes the same for shrines as well. Really try to utilize your skill set in the environment. Because they'll never put something that's like that tricky or that difficult. It all is doable.
There are 2 terminals remaining.
With what you have.
Just a little more.
Alright. So, 2 to go. We got 1 in the flame room. So that one's a little tricky. And then 1 via the ball receptacle. So that's what we got to work towards. We can run on his spine all we want. But the way we're going to win the day here is by heading back inside. Now I want to make sure there's nothing else interesting up here. Since we are so high up, this is going to be kind of our opportunity to see things from the peak of the beast. And looks like it's probably smart to rotate this thing back to its right position. Now, how he's rotating and not slipping off the mountain, I guess, owes a lot to his suction. So we got to be very grateful for that suction, because otherwise we would be just flipping and flying everywhere. Come on, Link. Come on, Link. Yeah, it's very tricky since, you know, normally you can use your climbing ability to kind of climb anywhere, and here they really, in the dungeons, they really don't allow it. But there are some entryways that we can probably find our way through, and that is going to work. Beautiful. So I got the flame, use a torch. I had to actually leave the dungeon, go grab a torch because I had no torches, and if you pull an arrow out, it will eventually burn out, and there was no way for me to sprint up here with the arrow, so I had to get a torch or something that you can light on fire. We bring it here, and now we will rotate this this upper area and carry that blue flame right to the torch, which will let the ball loose. Alright, wait till it's fully locked in. There we go. Light the torch. The ball is in play. Alright, the gate has dropped and we're off to the races. These guys here, all sorts of annoying. I don't even need to deal with you. Where are you guys coming from? 4 gooby heads. 5, 6. Goodness gracious, a lot of heads. Alright, so the ball needs to be rotated, as you can see. We're going to utilize our rotation to move this ball down the ramp and get it into its hole at the bottom. Let's grab this axe and use this to kind of take these guys out if we can. Get out of here. Whoa. I feel like they may follow me, so I probably should mess them. They're not coming close enough, though. There we go. Let's use a spear. It's on fire. It's going to burn and burn me probably, but hey, at least we'll rupture the remains of these Skeletors. And now let's head down. Okay, so I got the torch back. And the ball has moved most of the way down. It's stopped by this block. And you can see it's going to perfectly drop into its little hole if I just lift this up. Alright, so the ball should have fallen by now. There it goes. Hole in one. Beautiful. Door opens. Terminal apparent. And now we have approached one terminal to go. And it is the most tricky one because it's behind those flames. And if you're not careful, this one can really eat up a lot of your time.
Just one terminal remaining. Just one more.
Just one more to go. Alright, so we got this ball. We have 80% of this dungeon complete. Just gotta find a way through that final chamber. And I was wondering, is there a way to like drop in from the ceiling? But there isn't. It's an enclosed area, enclosed room. No capability to do that. So you really gotta be perceptive. Look around. Again, utilize the environment. Take a peek all over the place. What can you do? Arrows aren't gonna do anything. Stasis is not gonna do anything. Magnesis, nothing, nada. So is there anything else around here that maybe could make it work? Nope, I promise you. You're not going to freeze this, Link. It's just not going to work like that. You got to think, what else could you use? What else can you do? You can't even kinesis anything in here. So let's look around. Let's see if there's anything that we could maybe manipulate. And it's right there. You just can't see it yet. So I'm going to rotate, and hopefully this will help me see it. Alright, so there it is. Hello, flaming leaves with something that they're blocking. So you can see something is going to drop out of there. So we got to light something on fire so that we can burn these leaves and get whatever's behind there, because that is probably going to be the tool that we need to use in order to move beyond these flames. So I have no nada right now. Ooh. Stasis, not stasis. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to go get some fire. So let's light this torch. And a torch will last a whole lot longer than an arrow. Remember what I said, you can't carry a flame on an arrow for very long. It will burn out. A torch, though, is a better play. And since we can rotate and get right up here, we can light it directly. And that will be awesome. So switch off of the torch, and we expose a block. So this block can be magnesis. And we will grab it right out of the wall. And now you know what we're going to do. We're going to utilize this block in order to create a barrier for us to get by with. Now then, I thought initially maybe we could climb up it. If we set it there, you know, get it right in place, would we be able to climb on said block? But in dungeon fashion, Link can't climb on anything and it ends up burning him. So you don't want to touch it. You just want to move it. So What can we do? Am I going to be able to climb it? There. Nope. No climbing. Not going to work at all. So let's do what is sensible. Where could we put it, Link? Think for even a second and you'll get it. Should it go anywhere else? Or what if we just leave it and we rotate? That's exactly what we got to do. Because now, by rotating, you create a nice little gap that we can sneak right through. So we'll enter, thank you block for protecting us. We're right here, we rotate back, and we're going to get that 5th and final terminal. And you know what that means, baby. It is boss time up on the big top. So we're going to grab this and head to the roof. Sheikah Slate authenticated. And tell me that I'm a hero. Tell me that I'm great. Or stand here and do nothing. Link, what are you doing? Wake up! You got a boss fight. I think he's just nervous because this boss is more difficult than the last. The Ruta boss is I feel, not as difficult as the Rudania boss.
Nice.
So there we go.
That was the last terminal. Now go ahead and start up the main control unit. There should be a new glowing mark on your map. You're gonna need to make your way over to that. Stay focused, little guy.
Alright. Good words of wisdom. Let's head. Flames have been shot. Let's head for the roof and see if we can do battle against Fireblight. He is a ferocious baddie. And I gotta get to the roof. So, of course, we're gonna rotate things. We gotta get up there, gotta get up there. Anything else that we need to do? Anything else that's been opened or messed with? No, just making sure before we tackle the boss here. I am pretty low on heart, so that's gonna have to change. But first, let's rotate and work our way up. Trying to get through the hole. Is it gonna work? No, it's not. It's not gonna work. All right. Luckily, Link ate that fall like a very hungry caterpillar, and it just disappeared. But what's not going to disappear is Ganon's control over this unit unless we tackle the spirit within. So let's head topside and duke it out with the demon. Okay, so we've got to rotate things back once more and also apparently take a capture. But first, let's rotate. Pictures can come later, Link. I know you want to capture all these moments in a memory book for you and Zelda to enjoy, but we've got work to do. Alright, so I've switched my gear out, so I'm ready to battle. We don't need... We just wear the boots and we'll have better armor then. Activate Central Command and awaken the evil within. Guy looks pretty crazy.
Watch yourself now. That ugly pain in the crack is Ganon's handiwork. Thing got the best of me 100 years ago. Good luck, little guy. Go get him.
All right.
Watch out for that sword.
Fireblight Ganon, the scourge of the divine beast of Rudania. We conquered the puzzles within, and now it's time to conquer the beast above. He's charging up that attack, and that's probably going to be what we need to dodge in order to get those flurry strikes. I kind of am like obsessively weird in that I don't mind shooting in the eye a couple of times, but I really like to get the flurry strikes. And this guy especially need the flurries because he kind of just floats. So unless you're going to be able to jump, unless you're going to be able to, you know, utilize all arrows, you're going to have to get flurry strikes in here in order to charge that up. Ow. Well, that was not very cool. A rough beginning for Master Link. Okay, like I said, you're going to have to dodge the flurry strikes. Let's try that again. Back on top, bring back the beast, and here we go. Now let's see if we got the timing down. I find that dodging backwards is the best way to have a chance at flurry strikes. It really seems to be the ideal dodge direction, and it gives you the most... I think it has the biggest window, it feels like, or the greatest chance for success. So here he comes with his charge up, and did not dodge at all. In fact, we got pretty battered. Link, pull yourself together. We gotta defeat this guy. There we go. Timing down, flurry rush. Come in there and chop him to bits. Alright, so we had a mistake, but we're not gonna let it go to our head. Instead, we're gonna take this giant weapon and try and smush him to bits. He's gonna throw some flames. I'm gonna eat some food, and we're gonna prep for another flurry here. Ah, so you can block the first, but he really comes at you aggressively. Like I said, this guy seems to deal a lot more damage and cause me a lot more trouble than the first that I fought. But we'll be okay. We just got to get a grip on his timing, all right? There we go. Flurry it up. This time we got that heavy-duty hammer, and so we're going to put real pain and pressure on the Fireblight. And we can get some extra hits here. Another flurry directly after his counterattack. This is good work, and now the fight is turning in our favor. Halfway down, and he deals extra damage, but we got extra food. So you may try and fight us. Ooh, it looks like he's below half. What? It's very close. One more attack, and he probably will activate his secondary form. Yep, here we go, or his secondary pattern, at least. So he's pissed off, he's charged up. Oh, he is getting a new form. He's getting flames on that sword. Ooh, that looks very dangerous. Things are heating up.
That flaming ball is dangerous.
Yes, that seems like good advice. Thank you, friend. Alright, so how the heck do we take him down when he's in this fiery, really angry form? He's sucking stuff in. What would be the proper tool here? I guess we'll wait and see the first time. Looks like he is going to fire an incredibly illuminated and extra spicy projectile. We'll blow it away with an ice arrow, but that's not gonna help us. What we need to do, yeah, a bomb sounds like a good idea. So he can fire these things at us, and they will blow up and deal a lot of damage. Utilize the environment and the pillars to help you avoid them or just run away. But the best course of action, and really the only course of action here, and it took me a little while to figure it out, but what you want to do is when he starts sucking all of the energy towards him, throw a bomb, let him suck that up, and see how he likes it, because it will not end well for the redhead. We now have a chance to go in here and deal some significant damage to him while he's down and licking his wounds. And yeah, we really did a good job there. Alright, so I'm going to eat some mushrooms here just to make sure that I'm ready for this. And he'll teleport skyward. Or at least the other side. So it seems like he's done firing the balls of energy, but he does have his fire sword that can deal extreme damage. So I need to make sure I hit my flurries. Even the flames of it lit me on fire. I gotta be careful. Alright, so do what we can. Good dot. Ooh, wow. Yeah, his fire strikes are real volatile at this point. Getting hit once or twice in the same little chunk is gonna really upset Link's constitution. So we'll go for some ice arrows and then utilize our position underneath him plus another flurry rush, and we should just about finish this dude off. He's very close. Uh-oh, and he's gaining the Guardian's ability to blaze us, so let's hide behind a pillar. Whew. Dodge his blast, angry as he may be. He's coming in for another strike. There we go. That's how we know how to get him. Flurry rush guarantees an opportunity. And now he's very low on health, and we get it again. Look, we got the timing down. We may have started off a little weak, but we finish very, very strong and vanquish the scourge of Varudania once and for all. Fireblight bites the dust. We've cleansed the lizard. We've saved Death Mountain from its upset tummy. And we've acquired a heart container. And you will gain more from this dungeon victory, but like I said, I don't like to spoil any of the story bits, so that's not going to be in here. But I hope you did enjoy our quest through the Fire Dungeon, through Varudania. Come back next time when we tackle the Sand Creature. For now, let's relish our victory, say goodbye, drink some hot chocolate, and have a fantastic day. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you guys are enjoying the Legend of Zelda dungeon guides that I'm putting together here, we'll grab a save and see you soon. Until then, though, thanks again. Drink some hot chocolate. I love you, and we'll see you all later.